Alright gang, welcome to Hansens Speed Shop. It's time for another video on the hot rod. So I took the car for its first drive ever today. It was kind of sketchy, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't film the drive or anything just because I was mainly focused on just trying to get down the road and make sure nothing bad was gonna happen. I didn't want to have something go wrong. I'm trying to film, and so I just wanted to dedicate all my attention to driving. I just drove about, like, the gas station from my shop here is like literally a block away, so I just drove to the gas station, got some gas in the car, and then drove back. And I drove kind of around here a little bit. So the engine ran really good. The carbs seem like they're tuned pretty good. But we did have a number of issues, so I'll talk about those right now. So I knew that the car was low on transmission fluid, so I added about, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a quart or so before I even pulled the car out of the garage. Started the car, started right up, was running really good. Put it in drive, and the car, got it out of the garage. I let the thing warm up a little bit, and then drove to the gas station. I immediately noticed that the car's riding super rough. Now the road out here next to my garage is super bombed out, but it's still, the car was riding super rough. So I think I might eventually at some point put some softer springs in the back, and hopefully that'll help out a little bit with that issue. Then the other issue we had was when I got to the gas station, I noticed that I did not have reverse. So I don't know if it's just the transmission is still really low on fluid. I added a little bit more fluid and it still didn't really seem to help, or if the linkage is not adjusted correctly, or the transmission's just junk. So I got to play around with that. Then I also had another issue with when I took this valve cover off to find top dead center. We did a little bit of a oil leak now on this valve cover, so I tightened it up a little bit more. We'll see if that helps next time. Otherwise, we might have to put new gaskets on again. And then this engine's not burning oil or anything because there's still smoke coming out of the exhaust. But it seems like once it gets up to running temperature, we're starting to get a lot of blow by through the breather, through the spark plug tubes. So I'm not sure what the deal is. It could be the fact that these engines have a road draft tube, which is right here, and that's kind of your crankcase breather. It's basically like an early form of the PCV valve. So normally those go down down by the oil pan, and then there's like a slash cut. This one, they just chopped it off like right by the firewall because I don't think it would have fit right. So I don't know if we're like sucking in way too much air through that, and that's where we're having our blow-by problem, or I'm not really sure what's going on, so I'm gonna have to do some playing around with that. But for our first drive, this last time this car was driven was 2009, so 13 years ago. We've done a lot of different changes on the car. I'd never driven the car before or anything, so the fact that we made it to the gas station and back, I'm happy with that. And I was expecting there to be some issues. There always, it's going to be something like that with something that's been sitting this long and you don't know any history on it or anything like that. The brakes seem like they worked pretty good, so that wasn't too bad. The car doesn't have power steering, so it handled, and the steering was about basically like what I expected it to be. It didn't seem like it was running super hot or anything. But when I was running it before I even pulled it out of the garage, 2 freeze plugs, the ones that I put in, were leaking a little bit, so I put some sealer on them to try to help with that problem. So we might still have to look into that a little bit also. It wasn't too bad, just a couple little drips. So hopefully that'll be taken care of with I put some sealer on them. Otherwise, if not, we'll just have to take them off and really seal them up good and put them back on. Which luckily they're not super hard to get at or anything. And then the throttle seemed like it was working pretty good, but the car was kind of like, as soon as you put it in drive, it just really wants to take off. So I'm not sure if we have to do something with the throttle linkage, or I'm not sure. We'll have to play with that a little bit. So I was just kind of, when I was going down the road, I would go from neutral to drive just so we didn't have the car run away. So definitely got some stuff to work on now before we take the car out on another test drive. We've got a bunch of issues to address. Main thing is that transmission. Hopefully it's just that it's super low on fluid. And then a bunch of little stuff to try to take care of and tinker around with. So I'll put a clip in of the car running when I pulled it out of the garage. There's a better clip of the car running. Last time I just did like a couple seconds when I first got it to start. And then I will apologize too, because in that clip I went to grab the throttle to rev it up a little bit, and I accidentally grabbed the choke, and it makes this weird like noise. So that's just what that was. But I'll let you guys watch that, and then we'll check back in, I guess, once I start addressing some of these issues. Alright guys, so it's been about a week or so since I took the car for a drive. So I went on eBay and I picked up this original road draft tube. This one's actually off of 392, but it should be the same. So I'm going to see how well this fits on there, if I got to modify it or anything. And then once we get it mocked up, and I'll clean it up and paint it. I also got a transmission filter, a new pan gasket, the whole kit, and new transmission fluid. So we're going to change that out. And then while I'm down there, I'm just going to check everything out, the linkage and everything, and see if we can figure out why transmission was not working correctly. I also got some new tube seals for the spark plug tubes. And then I got these washers also that are supposed to kind of help seal, push down on the rubber, keep everything sealed up really good. So we're going to try all this stuff out. Hopefully it helps out with some of our bugs that we needed to work out. Then I'm also planning on, the car was riding really rough because I think I put too stiff of shocks in the back. So I'm gonna order up some lighter springs. Not super expensive, but it's just gonna be a lot of work to swap them out again. So that'll be a little bit later on down the road. What else do we need to do? Got a couple other little things we need to address. But I'm gonna work on the car over this weekend, and then next time we'll try to maybe take the car out for another test drive and see what happens. So like the video, share the video. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Thank you all. Thank all you guys for watching the Hot Rod project so far. Go check out the channel. There's tons of other cool stuff on the channel to go check out. That's gonna do it for this one, guys. Just wanted to give you guys a quick little update on the first drive of the car, and then what I'm gonna do with the car as far as my plan for working the bugs out. So until next time, get out working on your own projects, get those hands dirty and greasy, stay cool, and we'll catch you cats on the next one. Thanks for watching.